How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Cross-Eyed Texan. It's time for a coffee and a shave Saturday edition. Hope you're doing pretty well. I mean, it's noon here, but I don't care. I didn't get up till 10 o'clock, so salute. I hope you're having a good Saturday so far. Here's what we're doing today, fellas. We're going to use some of this Barrister and Man Fern. This is a very earthy, green, lovely type fragrance that definitely, I didn't look up the note breakdown, but there's definitely some patchouli in here. There's definitely some very green notes, but I will find the notes and I will put them down in the description field for you. So you'll know. Now, this is from their reserve collection. This one's probably a year or so old, maybe a year and a half, and they've changed the label on it, but they still make it. Today we're going to be using my, I don't know why I bought this. I think I bought it because it was shiny. Going to be using my Vikings blade, Chieftain Odin. I like this razor. I know the history behind it. I know some of the controversy behind it, but I don't care. This one is actually 16 grams heavier than the Bali version of this razor. But in this razor, I have loaded up one of the sharpest blades I have in my arsenal for now, which is a Wilkinson Sword. These are the ones made in Germany. And the only problem I really had with this razor at all, I mean, it doesn't rattle, it's a solid razor. The only problem I have with this is it's very mild. So it needs a very sharp blade to be efficient. I don't have a whole lot of growth on my face. I think it was Wednesday is the last day I uploaded. And in here, I am using my little $15 Amazon Best Badger brush. Say that 3 times fast. And I've got my soap smeared out in here. I am a bowl latherer, not necessarily a tub latherer. I do have some that I actually bowl lather with, or lather from the tub. I just prefer it that way. I can't give you any scientific cockamamie reason. It's just something I enjoy. I enjoy the whole process. Well, I can tell you one thing for me is I can get a much better gauge on the lather that I'm building because I can get, I can see it better. So that's one of the reasons why I use this. I will say this soap's a little grainy. I don't know how else to explain that. But it does require, look at that, that's all I'm putting in there, a decent amount of hydration. But it is a fantastic anytime, but even summertime soap for your face. It smells good, it's lively, it's refreshing. And Barrister and Man makes some fine stuff. No pun intended. I made a shaving joke, y'all. So, well, man down. Got it all over the place. I may start tub loading this stuff after today. But I think I need a little more water. Just a couple of drops. Building a lather really isn't rocket science. Just add your water sparingly until you see those bubbles kind of go away. All right, let's take some of this. Pre-shave, good old shower. I've been out of the shower for about 15 minutes. And I used some Sterling bath soap, and I used the Sterling shampoo bars. I use the Island Man. I love that stuff. I wear it a lot during the summer. It is fantastic, and that is the splash I'm going to use today as well. So let's get this on my face. And just picked up a couple of new subscribers. One gentleman left me a comment about 5 or 6 hours ago in the middle of the night. I believe he is not in this country. It seems like he might be in England or Australia. So thank you, man. Welcome to Texas. Welcome to Texas by proxy. Glad to have the new subscribers. I'm glad to hear the encouragement you guys are getting from this. Not just shaving information, but encouragement. Ways to kind of make the world around us a little better. And I think when we slow down and we do things and appreciate them just a little bit, like shaving or slowing down to have a meal, things like that, it gives us time to reflect on some of the good things that are still around us and gives us time to think about ourselves and what we can do for other people instead of hurrying through things. All right, so let's see if these Wilkinson swords will work in this very, very mild razor. Oh, yeah. The blade gap is such on this particular razor that it gets a little cloggy sometimes. But there is some stubble in there. I like it. It's nice and smooth. This would be a fantastic razor for a young man who is just getting started in shaving. Or a daily driver. If you have sensitive skin and a soft beard like mine, this thing will work just fine. But you do have to put a very sharp blade in it. But it's definitely going to be a 2-pass shave. And the soap, the Barrister and Man, I mean, they all do this, but this one especially just leaves a wonderful residual slickness behind. It's fabulous. You know, it's still, even with the Wilkinson swords in it, it's still extremely mild. I'm not going to say relative, it's extremely mild. Now, I heard one reviewer say this was a very aggressive razor. I wonder if his was messed up, because I'm not real sure you could cut a good fart with this thing. Sorry. But like I said, it really isn't that bad. Sometimes I say stuff just to make a joke. It really isn't that bad. 2, maybe a 3-pass shave, you'll be good. And honestly, what's great about a razor that's kind of mild that you have to put an aggressive blade in, so it doesn't irritate your face quite as much if you can get it in 1 or 2 passes. It's still better than a cartridge razor any day of the week. Gosh, that stuff smells good. This is a great little brush, man. If you don't have a lot of money to spend on brushes, this is the blue one. They actually have it in gray and they have a wooden handle. And what's cool about this, I can't show you now, is this top unscrews. So if you wanted to take the knot off and keep the handle and put, you know, if you're one of these guys that likes to make his own brushes, if you wanted to do that, that's very feasible, very easy to do. I'm going to do a video soon about my meager brush collection. I think I only have 7 or 8. And I'm thinking about, for my 57th birthday, oh, he puts his towel in the water. I'm thinking about for my 57th birthday, which is coming up August the 5th, I'm thinking about getting me a brush from Chisel and Hound. They guy just does exquisite brushes. If you guys know any other people that make really good brushes, leave me a note down and a link in the comments and I'll check them out. But I would like to have one very exquisite brush. To me, that's one of my favorite parts are the brushes. Ooh, that's very gentle and very smooth. And you can hear it. So it is putting up some feedback. Rinse, other side. I'm going to be getting a new microphone for my phone here. I shoot this stuff. This is a Galaxy S23, and I use the front-facing camera simply because I need to be able to see what the heck I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier to see if I'm in frame, things like that. But I'm going to be getting a USB microphone that clips into the end of this, and it's from Rode, and hopefully it'll make the sound quality a little better. I'll get it from Amazon, so if it don't, I'll send it back. Boy, that's much better on my easily irritated neck. My neck is the one part of my shave that just drives me batty. But you can hear it cutting. Let's flip it over. Now the last video I used this razor in, I used Gillette Silver Blues, and honestly, it did better with the Silver Blues than it's doing with the Wilkinson Sword. But one good thing about this soap, one really good thing, I appreciate soaps that give you some slickness that's still there so you can go back and run your hand over things and find out what's there. Okay. These Wilkinson swords perform very, very well, but they're not doing as good as I hoped in this particular razor, but they are doing better than any other blade except the Silver Blue that I've tried in this razor. So, final test before we do a pickup pass, and I guarantee you there's going to be a pickup pass. For sure. For sure. Left a lot behind. Left a lot behind. In fact, it left so much behind that I'm going to switch. This is live shaving, kids. Sometimes things we don't work out. So I'm going to take this Wilkinson Sword out. So there are 2 razors that I have retired out of my collection of 7. That one just couldn't cuss a cat. So I'm done with it. There's such a thing as too mild, and there's such a thing as too aggressive. That's why I haven't bought, well, that's not true. I did a review on a Q-Shave adjustable razor, but I've got it set where I like it, and I'm not going to change it. It's perfect. All right, so now we're back to the Parker 78R, their newest creation, and we're going to finish this up. I still think that razor would be good for somebody who needs to learn the technique. but it just didn't do as good a job as I hoped. But hey, that's part of shaving, you know, trying new things out, seeing what works. So if you're new and you're watching this video, don't be discouraged, because that's kind of how everything works. I remember when I first started cooking briskets and whatnot, boy, I messed a few of those up. Yep, took it right down. This little dimple right here in my chin, I hate it. Let's go across for my neck. That's across the grain. Your mileage may vary. You know, I've always been able to moderate an aggressive razor much easier than I could moderate a very inefficient razor. You just back off with the pressure a little bit and go slow. I think, sports fans, except for a spot right there, that'll work. Well, I think accidentally I may have taught us all a lesson. A razor that's too mild can be as irritating as one that's too aggressive. Because my face feels irritated. Yes, sir, Bob. When I run that alum block over there, it's gonna hurt. All right, and let's get our Razor Rock alum block. If I remember correctly, that razor, this one right here, actually did better. It's sad that that's not any better, because it's a sharp looking razor. Oh well, cost me $20 or so. Yep, I got more sting off this than my most aggressive razor. So what did we learn here? We learned that a razor that's too mild can be just as irritating to one's face as a razor that's too aggressive. I like learning stuff. I wish I didn't have to pay the price with my face, but it's always good to learn stuff. Blood pressure limits me. I'm going to just drink 1 cup of coffee a day. Of course, this is like an 18-ounce cup of coffee, so one really big one. Got that off right there. Alum blocks, man. I would have to say that they are a necessary part of shaving. And this is after almost 2 years of wet shaving and not having one for whatever goofy reason. I'm glad that I got one, and I strongly suggest you get one too. Now, boom. Favorite part. And I will be wearing the EDT to match this for the rest of the day. Man, that's good. Good stuff. Well, that's it. So I think this was actually a great video. We learned something together. We learned that a razor that's too mild can actually be just as irritating or more irritating than a razor that's too aggressive for you. When you have a razor that's very aggressive, you just back off the pressure and go very slow. But there is that sweet spot, and it varies from face to face and beard to beard. So you may have to keep looking and experiment like I just did to find that perfect sweet spot. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the new subscribers. We're up to 420 subscribers, and I appreciate every one of you. I try to make this channel not only about shaving, but also about encouragement. And I hope you're having a good day, and I encourage you to take the time today and spend it with the people you love, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And I always say at the end of my videos, if you cannot find a nice person in the world, go out and be one. Go out and bless somebody. Go out and do something to make somebody smile. You know what I'm saying? If you like this type of content, like the video and subscribe to the channel. We're marching toward 1,000. If we can get to 1,000, I'm gonna try to do a giveaway. Do something nice. Been saving up money for that process already. But I appreciate all of you guys. Have a wonderful day. May God bless your life.